In the middle of difficulty lies opportunity, and that will lead to how you define yourself. Stated Albert Einstein, and I believe it's true. In the middle of difficulties, self pressure, self doubt, struggle, you find your inner self, the real you. Well, a lot of people might be hearing me today, from young individuals to seasoned adults. Let's face the reality. We've all felt the pulse pounding pressure and nerve wracking anxiety of speaking in front of an intellectual crowd. I'll be honest, I'm scared. In fact, very scared. Fear grips me. Fear of fumbling, fear of judgment, fear of rumors, fear of deceptions. Yes, you all. I really care about your opinion of me. Aren't we all trying to paint a good picture of ourselves in the eyes of others? Pursuing it, pursuing it so hard that at times no one knows who we truly are. Welcome to the age of disinformation, a time where identities are in a constant state of flux and the truth seems to be really elusive. Recently, I've noticed a troubling phenomenon. I see anxiety and panic on my social media feed. I hear it in the news, and the world itself seems to be going crazy. Studies show that young individuals today are way more anxious than those that lived through the Great Depression, the Cold War, and even World War II. How can we explain this dramatic shift in human behavior? And the way we treat anxiety teaches how the world needs to stay safe. See, today we have incredible access to information. We can research about anything within just a few keystrokes. We are up to date on global events. We watch every political move. Remember those times when we used to get bored on road trips? But children, they don't experience that anymore. Children as young as 2 are watching movies or playing video games the entire drive. And between all this drama lies the hero, or maybe the villain of our lives, social media and the algorithm web. Let's transport ourselves back to a few years ago, to that pivotal moment when social media in India was at its peak of brilliance. To that time in 2017 when social media platforms were full of chaos about this rumor that one of the most famous social media platforms used for filter clicking are going to shut down. Users were aghast. We're going to die. There's nothing left in our lives. How are we going to survive? All this for the filter rich application they use for posting pictures online? I'm sure. Well, the filter application had to state their innocence by saying all rumors that were said were false by an anonymous account, and we are not shutting down. Hashtag fake news. Now, you see, disinformation often spreads quickly. We live in a world where social media is used to disrupt social media. Isn't that weird? Well, we are trapped in the intricate web of algorithms powered by social media giants. Have you ever felt the suffocating sensation of being watched, judged, and manipulated every moment of every day? It's a relentless cycle where every pause, every like, every share, every comment is meticulously analyzed, feeding the appetite of these digital overloads. Have you ever realized how your comment of merely just a word can change how your feed looks in just a matter of nanoseconds? What is the moral of the story? The moral says that the algorithm can defeat the speed at which Indian aunties gossip. Yeah. Well, these articles have really catchy headlines saying, क्या आपके टूथपेस्ट में नमक है, making it very hard for the user to interpret the reality behind all that drama. Well, now I would like you all to close your eyes and imagine as I say, my ideal self. What do you imagine? Someone with no acne, beautiful glowing skin, top notch clothes from luxury brands, and an exceptional academic validation. Now we seek the reality check. Think of my real self or my inner self. What do you see? Someone with acne, dark brown skin, and something that would give our parents a heart attack, average academic validation. Now you see, if I look at my childhood, I used to be the shy girl at school, rarely talking to anybody. This went on for years. I used to feel like I'm not beautiful. I'm not someone anybody would like to talk to. There's some problem with my voice, my body, my looks, my eyes, my hair. Everything was wrong about me. One thought echoing in my mind, loud and clear: I am not enough. Well, I used to think about this very often. How would I define myself? I was too small to answer that question at that particular age. And so I thought, the day I turn into a teenager, I will answer this question for sure. 2 days back, I turned into a teenager, and here I am with no answer. I was born with a condition called flat foot. It is when one or both feet have no arc when you stand on ground. Your pads of the feet press into the ground. In my initial days in sixth grade, I was often ridiculed on how I walked. I was the mocking continued, and here I was, shackled in the handcuffs of self-doubt, again waiting for the answer to how I define myself. I believe everybody remembers those days. COVID-19 pandemic. Yeah, those boring days. We were all stuffing ourselves with fast food. Yaar, bas karo, kitta khaoge? And that time, a lot of people gained weight. I did too. And frankly speaking, I was not ashamed of being a little chubby until people started saying, "Oh, you're so chubby, so cute." Well, a lot of people might mean their words, but I could feel the sarcasm. I could feel that sarcasm. And again, sinking in the puddle of self-doubt, I approached my mama. "Is that how you define me, mom?" And this is what she said. "It's not others' perception that defines you, it's your inner self that defines you. Go, let the world see who you genuinely are." Speaking of parents, I remember how I always panic when they share my childhood photos on Instagram or any social media platform. But why? Maybe because I'm utterly distressed with the comments being passed on how I used to look long back. Well, it's not my parents at fault that they post these childhood photos on social media. I am at fault. We all are at fault because we can't overcome the pressure we get from society. All these comments, pressure, self-doubt made us too mature at a young age, making us hide our inner child because our inner child wasn't at a stage that it could bear all those taunts, those words, those awkward stares. Well, our identities aren't something we should fear. We are not static beings, but constant works in progress. We should learn to comprehend fact from fiction, to question the opinion presented to us, and to seek out diverse perspectives. Have you ever felt the pressure when you post anything on social media? Do you look okay? If my pose is just right, if my smile is okay, or will I get as many likes and comments as my friends? Well, I sure do. But why? It feels like we're all in this race against the algorithm of social media, trying to be the best. But it doesn't end there. We are crafted by norms from society that are beyond our control. But I believe it is not always necessary to fit into those neat boxes society has created for us. I don't want anyone else to suffer like I did. I don't want anyone else to hear those repetitive taunts that I heard. I don't want anyone else to live under that burden of being the best because failure is never a person but an event. And we all sitting here have power to look beyond events. We all have the power to heal our inner child, suffocating inside the soul of our ideal self. Well, this is how I want to be a Lehar, and so can you. And the journey starts from now on. And here I leave you with the question how you define yourself, and that can change everything about you. Well, that's my time. Thank you, everybody, for being an amazing audience.